Oh. The casualties are so catastrophic in Europe in World War I and World War II, and here, of course, in the French and American wars, that these casualties are basically in every village, right? And it's very standardized in this country with a central stele, Toko, the fatherland is indebted to you or registering your endeavors, and then rows of graves. So that it always echoes with me as somebody who grew up myself in an area where that was just standard to have war memorials everywhere. So these, of course, are areas that are, hallowed ground for many Vietnamese. We're now approaching 80-year anniversary, so everything is very kind of laden with meaning, right? So a lot of people, attach to this, of course, great significance. These are people that they are indebted to for their independence. What is, of course, not really brought to the fore in this country is that there was also, of course, a civil war going on among Vietnamese, right? And so the other side, so the losing Vietnamese side is not at all commemorated in that way in this country. And in fact, the existing cemeteries prior to 1975 to the dead of the Army of the Republic were oftentimes falling in disrepair and no longer used. But in recent years, with diasporic pressure and lobbying, some of these cemeteries are now at least maintained to the point that individuals can go there to worship, but maintenance of them is still quite iffy. Right, so I do keep that in mind when I visit these grave sites. They're always very sombering experience, but I also keep in mind that many Vietnamese that died in the war are not commemorated at all. And at some point, I think dead is dead, and should be recognized as such as well. Okay. So you see that here in this kind of aerial picture, these we are just starting into these grounds. These are huge grounds, rows of grave sites. The National Cemetery for the Trung Son near here is even larger. But you can see that there are sections by provinces where the dead soldiers came from. So many of them, of course, from the northern provinces that were then, after 1964, trying to infiltrate into southern battlefields. Keep in mind again how Western discourses rub up with Vietnamese conceptualizations. These were not northern invaders of South Vietnam, right? As Western discourses want to make us believe, these were people who really thought they were just going to the southern half of their own country to help their countrymen liberate themselves against from the Americans and the Saigon government. But you see that many of them will come from the People's Army of Vietnam, and that is northern provinces mainly. Okay. Okay, Phương, are we ready to?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
careful.